Good afternoon. Ralph E. Hartman here over on Bird Key, right in Canada for Congress, 16th District. It's a beautiful day today. Uh, this kind of reminds me of where I lived a lot of years ago. Uh, Back in near the end of 1984, I think I mentioned it before, that I used to, for a time, I worked part-time out on St. Armand Circle, where there used to be a liquor store named the Bottle Shop. I worked. It was located at 29 North Boulevard of the Presidents, and one of the jobs was to deliver uh, alcohol. Deliver wine, deliver bottles of liquor. And one of the places that stopped fairly often was Plymouth Harbor retirement residence right now. Really nice place back then. Looks about the same. But, hopefully everyone's all right. And from the bottle shop, went through some strife. It was a difficult time. Uh, that's a different subject. But by the time 1989 started, like I said before, a very noisy, loud disturbance started at me. And after so many years, there are some that really like to immediately disrupted me, like another generation or whatever has been brought up to portray me as being loud, as though I've been the perpetrator of a lot of disruption. But really, 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 what it was is it just suddenly started pouncing at me back in the beginning of 1989, and they continued. 1989, 99, 09, 19, 33, more than 33 years. So anyway, back in '89, by about early 1990, the difficulty had forced me to kind of have to cope without any regular job. And for the first time, I was without a car. And for that time, because sometimes there was a lot of threat being broadcasted from traffic broadcasting back then. So most of the time, back near uh, early 1990, my route, I usually walked Gulfstream here between the Midtown area, Midtown to Gulfstream, and that's Alito Beach. I didn't bother anyone, and I stayed by myself, so I didn't have too much difficulty about spending some nights out on Lido Beach back then. A few times, though, I didn't make it so far, too tired. I remember on one night, I don't remember what storm it was, but there was one night that I was walking along the sidewalk that used to be on the north shoreline of Bird Key here, and nobody told me. Well, it wasn't anybody's responsibility to tell me. I hadn't been this route for some time, and I didn't realize that the sidewalk had been washed out, so I walked over the edge and was tired enough to just stay where I was for the night. But anyway, I was okay. So anyway, it's been years since, and as I said before, through the most recent years, more than 20 years, I kept a day-to-day journal, and there really is a lot of concern documentation, and as I hope it has become more obvious through my YouTube channel, that there's a lot of good work and a lot of good reports that I had sent on behalf of our nation and people through a lot of years. And really, this Democrat, Republican, whomever, this is for everyone being safe, for our nation being secure. It's really kind of mind-boggling sometimes to be reminded about how much threat I've heard said against our nation and people through the years by some who like to conceal themselves in traffic broadcasting, etc. They monopolizing on what had been a mostly secret operation from earlier in my life, back during high school, like I said before, and also as I detailed previously, what had been allegedly done to me when I was young. So anyway, those are matters that have been discussed already. Malpractices pivoted on by abuse, family that built up their various political and whatever other power. Again today, just a few of them, but they do insist about believing that they're predominant with the Marine Corps. I want to believe, of course, that others are just being good and loyal instead, but my day-to-day report is kind of, having to be subjected to the interference by the very few who like to speak as though they're on behalf of everyone. Well, this would really be better. This would be better representation instead, and I really hope to have a chance, and hope everyone's having a good day. And it's kind of nice to visit Bird Key again for the first time in a lot of years. Hope every, have a good night. Thanks again for your consideration.